What would Barry Goldwater say about inflation, Greg?
So this isn't Barry Goldwater. This is Milton Friedman. Inflation is always and everywhere a monetary phenomenon, right? So when they talk about inflation as a measure of an increase in prices, they're tricking you, right? Inflation...
Wait, who's the they in this scenario?
The government. The government, the United States, the Treasury, the Federal Reserve. When they talk about inflation in terms of prices, it's because they don't want to talk about inflation in terms of the monetary supply, which is, again...
How much money they're
paying. One of the classic measurements is, it's called M2, right? It's not just cash, right? It's cash and cash equivalents like checking and money market funds, checking account, savings account, things like that, right? So it's, supply and demand. Prices come from supply and demand, right? A decrease in the supply of something will necessarily result in an increase in the demand of something without a corresponding increase in supply will necessarily lead to rising prices, right? So it's there's supply and demand. And
all
prices.
You kids in economics class, pay attention.
So they're happy to talk about COVID in terms of, we shut down our supply lines, right? We interrupted production. This is a temporary shock as a result of COVID. Where they're not talking about is like the $8 trillion they printed and put into circulation as a result of COVID. So if your demand didn't change, right, and your supply didn't change, right, we take that counterfactual, but you added a bunch of money, right, you doubled the money supply. And that wouldn't happen right away, but the equilibrium point would be for a doubling in prices, roughly speaking.
The short is going to be a fucking slow zoom on his face for 1 minute.
Oh, you think I can get through this in 1 minute?
So I heard that the crabs just went to a different area, and they might be in Russia's area now. For environment reasons, like it's cooler or something.
Yeah, we don't know, right? But the crabs prefer the cooler water,
but they're not in Alaska anymore.
Yeah. So they're doing a survey, right, to figure because it's like a quota system now, or not. Yeah,
they don't want to overfish.
Yeah, they don't want to overfish, and they did not find anywhere near the crabs they expected to find. Right,
so no king crab this year. That's what you're telling me.
Basically,
scarce environment.
Well, you can get some, but it's probably going to be double than it was last year.
It's going to cost 4 crab arms and a leg.